exactly is going on here?
We're coloring concrete. So I took a bunch of white Quikrete. We added some of these pigments from Limestrong. It's actually a plaster company. And we put them in cake molds.
But how do we make pink concrete?
So they didn't have a pink pigment. So we're gonna try some children's watercolor paints that we got from Walmart, you know.
Sounds up my alley.
Walmart?
Yeah, no, the child's paint is what sounds up my alley.
Well, the thing I like about like the child products is they're probably not super toxic. So, you know, if we eat it, it falls into the beverages.
Yes.
Speaking of beverages.
That's priority.
Okay, what are we drinking?
We are drinking mimosas, but mainly champagne.
Okay.
In Rachel
You get started on that, I'll get the watercolors. So what are we drinking?
We're gonna do some spicy mimosas, mainly just like spicy champagne, if that makes sense. You know me, I like it heavy.
Works for me. I am mixing our watercolor paint, but like one that doesn't...
They get it out.
You work on the drinks.
Okay.
I got this, sort of. Oh my god.
Oh, Valley Girl right there. Oh my god. Do you like tahini? Some people don't.
I always think of like tahini as like something that goes with hummus.
What?
Oh no, that's like tahini.
And you guys thought Meg was the brilliant one. Okay, let's see about that.
Cultured. So I really like how this side came out.
Yeah.
It's like a ombre
And that's
fade.
and that's with the pigment.
But I kind of want to do the same thing just to like right about here.
I thought I wasn't gonna be able to open these. They're the babiest tahini things in the world, but I literally
Keep the
have.
tahini off the concrete.
No.
Oh yeah, rub it in. You keep working on that. I'm gonna do. Yeah, well that's not pink at all. More concentration.
I am a genius. You never want it to actually pop off. And I'm so excited about mimosas. What I'm excited about. So you're just doing it. So I'm just, yep, there we go. Oh.
Well, it looks like it's like.
No tahini. What's happening over here?
We're getting like the pigment's really pink, but the concrete is only getting slightly pink. I don't want it to be too saturated. Like I like how that's like a little bit on the dull side.
You don't want it to be like a neon pink.
Right.
Be good though. You know, it's kind of like I don't make cocktails the regular way. I just grab what I think would be good. It might not be good. It's like a DIY. You think it's gonna end out good. You're probably gonna be able to use it regardless if it's pretty or not. Just like a drink.
Saw it once on 5-minute crafts and just said, that looks like it's gonna be my weekend.
Here we go. Mix me. I'll mix you. That's like the weirdest mixing technique. And you mix. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's not so funny though. Every
You're so
time.
bony.
Oh.
Compose yourself.
Rachel Metz. Am I rubbing the paint tablet onto the concrete? Jesus. Or am I just doing this painting technique? Because you stopped.
Well, what
so
do you
now.
think? Like,
Well, I don't know where the paint tablet was or
I think
is.
it's in the bottom of the jar.
Oh, God.
What we'll do is we'll follow this kind of line that we established. We'll make this really pink, and then we'll just take water and kind of use that to blend it out towards the white concrete.
What vegetable would dye is a good
Beets.
beets with
But I think pink is like hard to get because you basically get red, and
Yep.
then when it dries, it looks more brown.
Okay.
Like I tried the kind of the terracotta pigment that they had for Limestrong, and it just looked a little too earthy. And because like wine stains, the wine looks really red in the bottle. By the time it dries on something,
It's like rust.
yeah,
poop brown.
rust poop brown. What are you eating?
No, I'm just saying when it dries. Why are you judging me? Don't make it that way.
As soon as we're done with this, we're gonna make some kind of like flower pot type concrete bowls.
Okay.
And we're testing here the kind of paint after the concrete's poured, and when we do the flower pot / bowl, I'll show you how I kind of did these guys where we actually mix the pigment into it. All right, so let's just smooth this out and then we'll let that sit. And Jesse, heat gun,
Help!
help.
Help me!
So the watercolor paints works, it's a little bit faint.
Yeah.
So this looks like a little more toxic paint,
Yeah.
but still washable, so that means it's probably water-based. So you can mix that up.
Yeah, that.
And these are 2 samples of Quikrete white countertop mix. And you'll see how this one has like all this more speckles in it.
Yeah.
You can see the gravel.
Yep.
This one you see the gravel, but you see less of the gravel. This one you see very little of the gravel. it's all the same concrete mix. This is what happens when you add too much water. This is what happens when you add just a little bit too much water, and that's what happens when you get it right. So now we're gonna try a diluted water-based paint that's a little more intense. Look at this as comparison.
What do you think the ratio is paint in that water? Like how much do you think we just put? Like
some and then some.
A little and then a little more.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
Just curious.
We're gonna go for it on this one because this has like a lot of these.
What is
beige
this? Am I painting
speckles.
this one then?
You do that one.
Okay. I'll do this is what my Rachel pour would look like anyways. Oh, I don't.
Oh, this will be interesting too because it's gonna fall into the cracks
And then
and
dye
then
them.
soak in, so the cracks will be more pronounced. You know what? This looks so pink, but then when you brush it on, it's like,
This is
barely.
also reminding me of like, not terrazzo a lot, but a little
Terrazzo.
bit. Terrazzo. Everybody wants it.
Actually, let me just try something.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm just squirting it on there.
Alright, so I think we'll let that sit for just like maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll rinse it off and see how much stuff.
Okay.
So I think a lot of the pigment is gonna come off of this. Yeah.
If not directly.
Or all of it.
All of it. But again, remember I was saying about when it's porous, that color gonna be stuck in there, but even then.
Yeah, so I think it'll be just a little bit hazy, but almost imperceptible. So I think if we wanted to use a pigment this kind of subtle and weak, we'd have to kind of not rinse it off.
Who got
and then
tahini on
clear,
here?
I don't know. And then we'd have to clear coat over the top, and then the acrylic clear coat would lock the pigment in as it is. But let's go ahead and rinse this off. We'll just have it be this sort of speckly.
Like going into the grooves. I
And
would
then-
help you, but you know, there's
I
just.
think I got this.
I think it's a one-person job over there. So doable on the sides, but not on the top, in my opinion.
I agree. So while we're waiting to see if our pink paint experiments work,
Pepto-Bismol.
let's try something that we actually know works, which is integrated pigments.
Okay.
So you
And I
can
didn't even know these things actually existed, to be honest.
So you're getting the sage green.
Love it.
Very Joshua Tree appropriate. And I'm getting the blue because it's the closest to gray.
Very modern, belt appropriate.
All right, so put like 1 teaspoon of that in your Quikrete white concrete.
In regular terms, does that mean 1 scoop of this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look how bright that is.
But then it turns out like that.
Yeah.
But can you make it that bright?
No, because it'd have to all be pigment.
Oh, I see.
Wow.
Oh, yours is, again, so much better.
Isn't that bright?
That is very bright.
Your turn.
Mine's actually bright.
Seasoning.
Just looks like my favorite type of flour. Okay.
So once we add the water, we're on the clock.
Okay.
So it's the time to stress out because
Oh no.
the concrete starts to harden pretty quickly. We got
Okay.
about, once it's thoroughly mixed, we have about 10 minutes to place it in the molds. So for this one, we're making like a bowl out of bowls.
That you DIY'd.
Yeah, it'll be like a nice little planter for a succulent.
Okay.
So I just used a little piece of pipe, drilled a hole in 2 plastic bowls, hot glued them together. So there's space in between these two.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll put the concrete in there. And we're gonna do some white, and then I'm gonna do a blue stripe,
Green.
or green stripe.
Yep.
And then some more white on top.
Okay.
And then for this, it's like, I don't know what that is. It's like some sort of platter for poor people. And
Oh, so this is not a mold?
no, it's actually,
This is like made to
it's in like
serve.
the kitchen, yeah, for like charcuterie, but when your charcuterie's bologna.
So funny. And little Vienna sausages.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is where we can get artistic.
Oh, look
Remember
at us.
that painting our buddy Modern Bill did?
I have 2 minutes. Mimosa.
we
Yep.
can spread some of the colored
We
concrete
should
around.
have Mike here for that. He did
Yeah,
such a
but-
great grade job.
Episode 2 maybe.
Maybe.
Ready?
Well, you have the water, so I'm kind of at your mercy.
Okay.
Okay.
So you want it about the consistency of lumpy oatmeal.
Because when I've researched on good old YouTube, people say pancake, and that's very different.
Pancake batter?
Yeah, they say pancake batter, so that's what I always did. But I never watched one of your concrete.
You just look at the Instagram pictures.
Yeah, I do. And I like them and I share them.
If you want to make the color more intense, we can just add another spoonful of pigment.
People at home should
If
be
you
wearing
add
masks,
too much pigment, it can actually weaken the concrete.
Help.
A little more water,
Yeah.
a little too lumpy.
Yeah, that's too. It's like what is that? Wow. Alcohol. Hello, welcome to the party. Yeah, and I think people have the tendency, aka me, to be aggressive and like one whole bag in there and then be like, I can control the water, and then you end up with the first example you showed me.
My best tip is don't pour the whole bag of concrete and mix it at once. Save a little bit of extra in case you add too much water.
You don't want to go too hard in the paint is what you're saying?
Don't want to go too hard in the paint.
Okay, I still think mine's too wet. Oh, that's what she said. That's not a bad thing though, but in concrete it is.
Jesse, more concrete.
What do you think?
Thank you. We'll add a little more dry. All right, so we're spooning it into the mold.
Oh.
We're gonna start with the white.
So gracefully, my Oh, I have a question for you, actually.
Yes.
I got in a conversation recently, not so recently, about 5 years ago, with this guy, and it always stuck in my head.
Were you talking, or were you also listening?
I was listening because that's why I'm telling you the story. It wasn't my idea. This gentleman said he didn't trust men in sandals in public because if an emergency popped off, he thinks he would have to flip his flops off and run barefoot. What is your take on that?
He seems like a very tactical bro. Like he probably has. Does he have guns?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he does archery.
So these are the type of people that they think they hear one story about something that could go wrong, and then they like buy gear because they love gear around that. Now start spooning in the green. I'm gonna switch sides and start getting creative with the blue concrete here.
Yep.
So my take on things like that is they worry about these one specific things because they can get gear to offset it. And they love to tell people a story about why they wear what they wear.
Well, they're saying, okay.
But they're also people that don't have insurance.
He doesn't have insurance.
Right. So it's like, I'm so worried about like bear attacks, so I have mace in my truck, and I have a gun and machete, but I don't have like home insurance. Yeah.
So worried about a fire in my house, but I have no home insurance. So you would wear flip-flops in public at dinner?
Not at dinner.
That's okay. Then there's a whole other
But that's
topic.
not because of safety. That's because of like sloppiness. Yeah.
And like your toes are out. That's nasty.
Yeah. Like look.
Like no one wants to see your toes at dinner. Girls in heels still kind of conflict me.
Put it this way: if you're more than a mile from the beach, unacceptable.
I like that rule very much. I'm gonna carry that in my life. I have, there's a hashtag in my life. It's called #BeLikeBen. That's one that we're adding to it.
Okay, you know what I'm doing right now?
No, we're deflecting. That's what you're doing.
I'm getting the bubbles out.
Okay, and I'm over here still working on my bowl. That is not working.
Nailed it.
I think that's all it needs.
Yep. So then we'll just tap the side, get some of the bubbles out. Bang.
Is that what you do to all the ladies?
Not on the side. All right.
Ooh.
Oh, thanks, Jess. Jessie is off camera. She will make an occasional appearance.
If not all, because I'm looking directly at her when I speak.
Make up for our lack of preparation. Now, safety fact.
You need to wear a mask when you're doing
You should
this?
probably wear gloves and a mask.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because it just went all up in your nostrils.
Yeah, it could.
Just like a moldy ranch over here. That's what I got.
Oh, you're dressing?
Yeah.
Here, take some of mine.
Yeah.
Have some clumps.
Also, my facial expressions I cannot control, so there's that.
Well, good thing is the internet will never freeze those.
I hope they do.
Experimental opportunity. Let's see what it looks like if we just sprinkle. Or we could do some of the mixed green, or just. This will probably clump a little bit.
What if you use your finger? Ooh.
Ooh, a little salt bed.
Yeah, a little sprinkle bed. We'll dye my finger. That's fine. Oh, you don't want to do green. No green. Abort mission. What was I thinking?
Well,
no, I don't want to.
There's no turning.
You're just doing it like that?
Yeah.
What made you avoid this area?
Contrast.
I don't even want to touch it.
Oh, look at this. This is kind of marbling. Oh, look. So as the bubbles come up, it makes these little like white polka dots. Now, scoop this up and let it sit for 24 hours. Concrete's curing.
Yep.
Paint's drying.
Yep.
Time to look at our phones.
Yeah. Sounds like a great time.
It's pretty much what we do.
Okay.
All right. So this I think would be great for concrete as a kitchen island. I don't really like that they have this wall here, but I love that kind of form. You could do that with like quarter-inch plywood.
Okay.
And then use a jigsaw to cut those curves.
Yep.
And then bend the plywood over and pour that right into place. And I love that it's like all Why are all kitchen islands so blocky?
I don't know, but this seems very, not flowy is not the word. To me, I would say sensual. Like, to me, you walk in and you're like, that is a sexy island. Where before, like, with the clunkiness of the other ones, you're just kind of like, it's there.
And I like that it can murder a toddler. not following the speed limit.
No, not at all. There's
Okay.
no speed limit there. It's not Instagram. Wow. Incredible.
This is what I like color-wise, and my favorite inspiration are images like this, where I just get an idea for color, texture, and pattern, and then I try to apply this to interior design, a patio. This I think you could actually just do where you just take like, you know, it's like vinyl, they're like for landscaping stuff, they're just like a flexible board and they use it for like a border, like a pathway.
I am not. I'm sort of pro, but not really.
Sometimes
Is it just like a
like-
pathway edging?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you could just edge out a bunch of stuff and then just pour a bunch of this pastel concrete with the pigments added, you could make stepping stones and stuff like that, all these different colors. So Concrete Cat is a concrete artisan I really like. They do amazing kind of textured and these like hyper colored marble finishes. I don't know exactly how they do it, but future experiments, we'll get there.
Photos compared to yours.
What?
It's just so funny. It just really, like I said, it's just like I think I'm all creative on my Pinterest board, and it's really like the mason jars and the baby spray.
Mason jars, twinkle lights,
And burlap.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it for me. Show me your phone.
Oh, okay. My phone. I'll show you mine because you showed me yours. Okay. Okay. This one I know it's plaster, but I thought it'd be cool with that whole concrete two-tone situation. Like if this was the green and the sink was the pink, and then the gold accents in the RV
The
that
sage
you
and the
won't
pink.
go into.
Yes.
You won't see or help me with. So pouring, maybe not something so. I don't really like the square modern type of situation. I like the round flowy.
You want to be more sculptural, and then the things around it are square.
Yes, well, not even square around it. I just want it to be like a more like you can sit and be naked in it. This doesn't look very comfortable to me. This looks a little bit more cozy.
The other one looks colder.
Yeah, so like round. I don't know.
You basically want to sit in a big pink concrete teacup.
Yes, exactly. And I don't even like pink, but pink is really calling me out on Joshua Tree. It really does do something for your mental. Now
More of
this
a blush.
blush, a little rose, if you will. This one I love because I think I've seen you do this before 100% on your channel where you've created your own pavers, but they're like mini pavers within one paver, correct?
Yeah.
This I think would be awesome to be able to do custom shapes, to be able to do custom shades and have that hint of your house onto the floor because it plays so well into the sunset out here. So like walking around my RV that you won't go into or help me with, that would look really pretty.
So for this, I would say find the gravel first, and then we'll match. We'll find a complementary color to the gravel for the concrete.
He's such a genius.
So this paint was a little too washable.
Okay.
So this one's been rinsed off. This one has been just let to dry, and we scraped off a little bit of the extra paint.
Okay.
So we're gonna clear coat over that. You're doing that.
Yep.
This one, we're gonna kick it up a notch, and we're gonna use some just basic latex bare house paint, but I'm gonna dilute it with water and try spraying it on and just letting it drying as is. Oh, this is Pepto-Bismol.
That is spray Pepto-Bismol.
This is not working.
Good, because I was about to comment. I hope that doesn't work because you've been giving me the most. Oh, it was off. The brains and the beauty, but right now might be switched.
This is not going on as thin as I was.
And mine is a mess over here. I don't know what we're doing, but it doesn't look good
All right,
any
I
which
think
way.
we got enough of that.
I know,
Now
I'm
use
gonna go in the dry brush.
Okay.
Don't even come in like you're smarter than me right now. I know these things. Also, you're squirting all over me. Can you stop? That's actually really pretty. I wish it's...
It looks like a rendering. Nailed it. And in the end, I think it came out really good.
But this is what I laugh at. Like, people are like, pink concrete. It's like,
And
all
at
right.
the end of the day...
It looks decent. It's just like I said before about a drink. It's gonna get you drunk.
Yeah. At the
So
end of
this
the
is
day, I'm just
DIY.
really happy with how it came out.
And at the end of the day, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. I do like the veins, so I think the veins on... But I do like the veins on here as well. I do think that will weather with time or like become more faint and actually won't look as neon.
I think we're good. We nailed it, as always.
1-800 super. Those aren't. Oh, yes.
Thanks, Jess. So this was episode 1. It was fun.
Yes.
We would love to hear your ideas for future episodes.
Or maybe we wouldn't because we might not even do them. Let's be honest.
Oh, we're doing them. And be sure to give us your subscribe thing.
I don't really do this on my channel. What is it? What do they say? Give a like, comment down below, and be sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell.
Share with a friend.
If you want
We've
to.
had a few mimosas, so bear with us.
Oh,
But anyways, we're going to try to do this maybe 3 times a month.
Yeah.
Not every week. That's too much.
You don't want to see me that often.
Well, maybe not. Seeing you fine, working and seeing gets a little bit rough.
3 times a month.
But yeah, again, put your suggestions in the comment section below, and we'll see you next time on whatever this show is called.
Also, not just DIYs, cocktails, because that's going to be my specialty.
Cocktail suggestions and DIY suggestions down there.
Below.
All right, bye.
Bye. I needed a drink. Imagine if all my personalities were in a bar together. That'd be so overwhelming. It'd be a fucking shit show.
Wouldn't be quiet.
No. But even with the gravel, that'd be cool with DG. Doing the pink.
Oh, look at you. Decomposed granite.
Oh, you know. I'm a carpenter. Mine looks like that Pinterest board where people think they're really creative with their weddings and it's just mason jars and baby's breath.
Making a wood base for that would look so clunky.
I need to learn how to weld, which...
That's going to be one of the episodes.
Yeah, you have to teach me.
Future episode idea.